Amen to that too. 2, 1. All right, tablet and pin time. We get to play my way, not yours, because I think your way, shh, don't tell everybody. I think it sucks. Isn't that terrible of me? I think you're doing it wrong. Is that okay to say the truth? Is that okay with you today? You see, it's like this: success, division process, legal defense, shield. What does that mean? All I know is we have a problem. All right, what is our problem? Okay, let's understand something. Years and years ago, you were 14 years old. SS5 equals SSN equals 1040 tax return. See, when I wrote something down, you should be writing it down. Why? Because your brain records. I think the problem with most of you is you watch people do things and you don't write things down enough. You maybe take pictures. Well, let's understand. You basically did one thing. You were told to get a Social Security number, all right, when you were 14 to 16 years old. Now, in 71, Nixon took the gold standard out, which means every woman at the hospital that goes, has a baby, is mandated before they go home. Every woman doesn't even know this because she just had her baby. She's excited. Wow, I'll sign anything. I want to go home. They sign an SS5 form. They don't even pay attention like you. When you were 14 to 16, you didn't pay attention to what you did. All right, what did you do? You went to the Social Administration Department. You got in line because they said, stand here, stand here. See, I go, I'm a sheep, I'm a duck. Okay, let's go here, let's go here, let's go here. What did we do? We did what we were told. Wow. And we went in line. You filled out your form. Here you go. What did you do? Why didn't you do what I did? Man, why am I filling this out? This in the left-hand corner says SS5. Is this the IRS? Is this office the IRS? All right, this makes no sense. Why am I doing this? See, the problem in this world, they don't explain it to you. See, they want to keep you silly and not knowing what you're doing anyway. See, that's why they have the 1%ers. I want to change it to 99%ers. Is that okay? Because you didn't pay attention. It says SS5. Your SS5 got you the SSN. Ooh, did you know that connects to your 1040 tax return? See, what you got to understand is what you're trying to do today. It's like anything else. Let's say we got a husband and wife. Here's a husband. Here's a wife. Now, if you ever get rid of the husband, ladies, call him a husband. Okay? The husband was a husband. Okay, kind of fun, right? Okay. Husbands and wives. Well, we basically became one under God's eyes. If that's what you believe, and that's what I believe in, and we became one. Okay. Now, here's our problem. You didn't give yourself 3 chances to try, which you should have. You should have gave yourself 3 chances to roll the dice, but you didn't do that because you didn't know any better. The lack of knowledge is our stupidity of man and woman. We're not stupid people. Reality is most people just follow people like ducks and sheep. And unfortunately, they just kind of screwed up. So let's think today. I'll bet you that 7 out of 10 of you have bad credit. All right? Your credit sucks. Let's see, what do we do? Well, you took your personal cards, you jacked them up, got stuck, you couldn't get any more. What does that mean? Let's understand. Okay? Since I'm Ray Reynolds, the godfather of credit, built $60 billion of credit for my clients and me over years, about 50 years now going on that, I'm the guy that trained Ken Yarborough. It was my idea for the oldest card. And then my idea was 29% rule. Let's write it down. 29% rule. See, this is a 10,000, this is a 50. You want 2 of these? No, you want 10 of these? What do you want? You need 10 of these, okay? Now, understand something. All the dashboards out there will show you below 30, below 30. Reality is that when I wrote the rules and I gave it to Yarborough years ago, 25 to 20% rule. If I have a $10,000 card and I don't put my sticky there to dummy proof it, I'm going to screw up. See, that card's only worth $2,900. Every $10,000 is worth $2,900, so it stays in the green. It doesn't go into the yellow or the red. But what did you do? You're good people. You jacked it up. You jacked up the wrong card. You dropped your score. Good people have crap happen all the time. And when you drop the score, now the world is basically kind of treating it a little different because it's measured by SSN, all right, tax ID, which is SS4, and credit score. When you're 35 to 45 and above, you understand, you kind of respect it better. When you're younger, we all do silly and stupid things. Okay, so today let's do this. The excuse I hear all the time is basically, I didn't know any better, or I had an emergency. These cards here do not fluctuate. They do not what? Fluctuate. So they're unlimited, okay? They have a POT of $100,000. If I have a bad day, a bad week, or a bad year, all right, I have to realize one thing: time, money, and credit. I lost my job. What do I do next week? I haven't found a new job yet. The year's on. What do I do? We understand one thing. We can use credit not to live off of, but to save our families. Okay? I believe the American dream is you pay your bills, you have leftover, your family's taken care of. Then we focus, all right, on the opportunity to be an entrepreneur, maybe. But again, what do? Divisions. I had a problem. My problem was in 1984. Okay? Now, when I draw, I'd like you to draw if that's okay with you. Okay, let's understand. Let's say we have an LLC, a limited liability company, which is actually a corporation. All right, that's how they'll look at LLP, S Corp, C Corp, nonprofit, and what's called a PC, professional corp. Okay? These are the categories of corporation you can have. Social media, you got a ding-dong with the cowboy hat, like, howdy doody, I did $100 million with my client. Oh, goody, I got to trust. You're talking to people, they're trying to get an income to pay their bills, and you're talking about some ding-dong that has $100 million, you save some tax, and I think you're full of crap, in my opinion. But again, what do we get to do? Let's understand. What are we trying to do? Our goal is very simple. Let's watch this very carefully. Okay? We're going to balance. Okay? We're going to balance. What does this mean? Okay? We have this big bad wolf over here. This is called IRS. IRS. Ah! Okay. Over here we have banks. Let's say we look at the banks. Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo. They're bankrupting 21,000 locations. Every location is a branch. That's why they call it a branch number. That means a corporation owning a corporation. They file a bankruptcy right here. They have what's called basically automatic stay. They take the assets and they just walk away. But they write it off on their taxes. Do you know we have 11 cities that filed bankruptcy so far? Cities, because they invented a Chapter 9 bankruptcy for cities. So we're down balancing. Okay, let's understand. Banks are doing balancing with the IRS. You could do balancing with the IRS as well. But again, this is our ultimate goal. So what is our goal here? Let's watch, okay? In the beginning, I'm going to say one thing, no pictures or recording, because you're taking pictures of things that don't matter. That's the picture you should take right now. I believe the world is confusing people. I believe it should be income first, pay the bills, little leftover, take care of the family first. Then we can be an entrepreneur. But then what kind of corporation you pick? It's confusing. Well, you have an S Corp, you can do this, an LLC does this. If we build foundation, we build finance, we build credit. It can finance itself. If we don't build finance, we're stuck. Again, I believe since you were 5 years old, you've driven by the same Wendy's restaurant, storage unit, laundromat, car wash, apartment complex. It's still there. I call it buoyant and steady. So if we could pay attention today, and that would be the goal, you get to know me, I get to know you. What does that mean? I'm online 6 days a week. This last week I was online 7 days a week. I haven't had a day off in over 10 days. But I'm here on Sundays anyway, so really I haven't had a day off in probably all my life, most of it. So if I'm online, okay, Monday through Saturday for you, and you want to get motivation, you just check in. You have a question, you need to ask the question, I'll answer the question for you. So again, you have the ability to get to the guy that actually wrote the book, how to set it up in the first place, and get you past go. But it's up to you. This is live. Pictures, why bother, and something that doesn't matter. Now, what do? I'm a person that I won't rest until I reach my goal. I will not rest until I reach the goal. Very, very simple, okay? All right, there's me in 1981. I kicked the door jam at 10. It's only 6 feet. The basketball hoop at T-Wicker Junior High when I was 14. That's 13 feet. It's not possible. Next, I like goodies. You like goodies? I learned as a kid, never put goodies in my name. So what do we get to do? It's in a division process. What does this mean? Let's watch. Today, I'd like you to change your life. I'd like you to look in the mirror today, stare at yourself and say you're fired. I'd like you to fire yourself. That's just my opinion. If today we did it my way, okay? And we took a corporation, no matter what type you pick, and we have 9 divisions. How many? 9. 9 divisions give us the ability, one thing. When I created and invented division process 8586, every division has its own credit files. Experian, Trend, and Equifax. I can basically multiply credit and finance the American dream. There's 4. Let's say we have 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay? So what we're trying to do here is very simple. If your LLC has 3 properties, okay, and one slips and falls and sues the LLC, they sue you. You're out of business. Same thing with LLP. Same thing with S corporation, all of it. You see, on the corporation, on the Secretary of State's website, your name's there, your officer's list, and you're on the bank account. So a corporation doesn't really protect you like people tell you it does, because I think it's a big lie. But I'm not here to be sapient attorney. I just want to tell you what's public record for you. Corporations sue, they sue you. You guarantee the lease of a building, a car, and a credit card. You're the duck and sheep. If we create a line of defense, a line of what? Defense. And that would be the goal. We create a line of defense. The goal would be to have the ability to have what? A management company. This should be management. So please write down management there in line of defense. What is our goal? We're building a corporate umbrella. Banks, grocery stores, and cities do it, and you could have did the same thing with yourself. You didn't do that. Let's pretend you say you have 5 houses to 10 houses. Okay, let's have 3 houses here. Let's have a Wendy's restaurant, a storage unit, an apartment complex. Okay, let's have basically a Jack in the Box. See, this is allowed to manage multiple functions, and that's what the goal should be. If we go after these things like storage unit or, say EV charging stations, EVs, no problem. Every division has its own files and it can build its own credit. But it also does a thing called protection. If one of these screwed up, what can I do? I could disconnect, isolate, incorporate. The bad piece, I can get rid of the bad piece, as the banks do, as the grocery stores do, and the cities do. But again, if you plan the problem, you'll be prepared. The problem is, it's not if it's going to happen, it's when. Because we're always going to get our assets kicked. We have no choice. Winning the Game of Business, my first series. I thought I created something that would change the world, and I believe I did. I got excited. I want to get it out there, get it in books and everything else. 1976, first version of Winning the Credit Game. Winning the Credit Game. Okay, I'm building a mansion in Melville, California. I'm driving a Lamborghini, no problem. I was 16, driving a Lamborghini to West Coast College. What did you do? I wouldn't go to high school, it'd be wasting my time. That's just me. Next series was basically simple. I wanted to create books for dummies because I feel stupid when I do something new. But that was already taken. I created something called the Millionaire's Founders Kit, the blueprint of success. A full blueprint how you can build $1 million company within 12 months or less. The foundation that builds credit. Foundation builds credit. Here's about 42 million of that stuff, tied to about 62 of it, okay? So if we finance the business, these here don't fluctuate. They offer 99 more cards. We don't need 99 more, we need 9. If I have a card with 100,000 and 9 more, I get $1 million. So again, the business can finance itself if you know what you're really doing, finance. But it's a choice. To me, everything is very simple, all right? It is what? Mindset. I always told myself I'm one of the few, not one of the many. Since I was a little kid, being homeless, eating out of a trash can or used and abused. If I can touch it, I can kick it. I can see it, believe it, go get it. It makes sense to me. Now, next year. Here's what happens most of your lives, most of you. You have a New Year's resolution, January. You blow it by the January 6th or 7th. You gave up. 2026 is your year to get 100,000 a month, okay? I have escrows that are lined up for me, escrows. Wendy's, Jack in the Box, storage, and everything else. If you'd like to join one of my escrows, you let me know. Okay, that gives you a deed of trust, of assignment, and now you own a piece of something. You own a piece forever. Again, we're doing it together. Now, we can all tell about our sad stories. Nobody cares anyway. I was born in a damn taxi. Okay? And that first man that I had to deal with, he says, I picked up the wrong one. Okay, that's nice. This guy was the devil from hell, always giving me crap. But what do? Repackaging you, simple. All right, let's do it like Humpty Dumpty. Okay? If we repackage you my way today, my way, I can build you your personal business division process so you can accept an escrow next year and get up to $100,000 a month, if you like. I've helped 50 million people so far, analyze them over the last 49 years. Now, a legacy. If a legacy is going to be built correct, we're going to go back to the Firestones, the Gettys, or the Rockefellers, the Kennedys, the Hiltons. See, their children worked for the company. They were part of that, so they didn't have to inherit anything. So if we do this correctly, we could actually build an empire, legacy, that we leave it to generation again. The problem with people trying to sell something or transfer it the wrong way, it's taxation. Yes, you're going to have irrevocable trust, also with your corporations. If you do it my way, it's up to you. What do? A corporation is a legal person. It's right there. I'm not here to be CPA and attorney, but I want to show you public record. It's right there. I was lucky. I was being used and abused by Mrs. Hope, the whole family. All right, what did I do? I listened to their poker game. They said a corporation is a legal person. I wrote it down. I couldn't wait to get to the library the next day. I did that. It says may sue or be sued. It's right there. It says not required to file fictitious business name, 17983. I'm 9 years old and I think that's wrong. My first corporation cost me $10. All right, you have a corporation today, you spend more than $1,000. You hired an attorney who's practicing law and didn't get it right yet in a CPA or corporate service. What did you do? You didn't learn diddly squat. I got $100,000 of credit in the mail back when I started Helping Hand. We all did. Credit cards came in the mail for people and corporations all the time. I got named in the movie Dave, okay? From there, I started the Reynolds County Appliance Center. I got in trouble for that too, because I don't own the rights to the word Braille. The Braille Institution does. Our goal is to learn that we learn life by doing life and never bring the pain home. But the reality is it's not possible. We're all going to bring the pain home. We're going to get our assets kicked 1,000 times. We had to give 1,001. The lie. You believe a corporation protects you because all the people on social media tell so. I believe that's a lie. Let's use some common sense. If you have a corporation, you had to sign for the lease of a building, the credit card, or the car. Who are they going to go get? You. See, here's the problem again. If the corporation files bankruptcy, you got a couple people on social media, you can bankrupt and get another one. Isn't that fraud? Isn't that RICO, racketeering, or something like that? But again, if you bankrupt a corp, when they come and get you, you sign the lease of a building, the car, and the credit card. If we did this correctly, what do we get to do? Now watch. Okay, I believe this is where you kind of screwed up. You ready? All right, there's a form called SS4. SS4. I would like you to write down SS4, and I'd like you to write down employer, entity, and you. Employer, entity, you. I watched this form, and I looked at over the years, 26 ways to use it, not abuse it, but it's a universal form for people. You see, your SSN was never supposed to be used for credit purposes. It says that on the back of the card. You signed an agreement not to do that. It's not to carry with you, not used for ID purposes, and it's not your card anyway. I don't want to laminate it. Today, if you have a corporation, you go on Secretary of State's website, sos.whateverstateyourin.gov. I want you to find out that most of you have used your home address. I'm sorry, they're selling you on a mailing list. Get off that and change it to a mailbox, etc. If we create a line of defense, all right, we don't become the duck and the sheep. Right now, we're ducks and sheep. Because when they sue you, you got a duck. That's the problem. If you create a line of defense, you're acting like cities and banks and grocery stores. In other words, you hurt the corp? No, you hurt the division, not your family. There's the goal. Dashboard I set up in '87. If I take history that I have for you, your corp division pieces, whatever it is, and you allow me to build it to my dashboard, I'm going to create you an instant Experian transfer and Equifax through a tax ID, if you allow me to. Now, I also do this for the kids in high school and college. Here's my free download book because they get a copy. This starts their credit file for free. Free. Teaching the rules and tools not to screw up like we did. And then if they allow me, I'll give them the first credit card. So guess what? It's right there. This is in 1987, by the way. That year, Ken Yarbrough and I wrote a book called File Segregation. I didn't like it. I didn't like the outcome of that book. What do? The SS what? N equals at 1040. The SS4 is 1120. Now there could also be a 1065 other variations, okay? Let's look what it says in SS4. Application for employer. Then it says entity or you. That's what it says. When you got your first paycheck a long time ago, it's like, where's my money? Where's my money? That's what you said. You went to personnel. What's it? They said the IRS gets their cut, you get the leftover. That's what they did. Corporations don't pay tax till they have leftover. Maybe that's how rich and famous people keep all the money. Maybe that's how Trump paid no tax on billions of dollars. Again, what do? You see the word optional? If I add you to a card today, for you, corporate division process, a card, all right, your social or tax ID is optional. If you allow me to get you these 2 cards and 9 more, I don't need tax ID till I ask for a separate billing. In other words, I can daisy chain 1 card into 99 more. There's the goal, if we want to. The difference today is next year. If you file a corporation this year, next year you can say it was filed last year. Division process, same thing. You see, the filing date of a corporation and division is like us on our birthday. That's what it is. The bank's going to look in their system. How old is it? If you want a corporation, you should have divisions because that's the duck and sheep. So far, you're the duck and the sheep. 9 divisions mean we need 18. What does this mean for us? If I have 9 houses or 9 entities of something, 9 of anything, okay, then I have 9 loans and I have 9 locations of something. That's 18, okay? 18 creates $100,000 of income per month, okay? Can you get a paycheck out of that? As it absorbs the money, your paycheck should be your tax write-off base, and your house payment helps you break even. You're not going to get that money for you if the corporation absorbs it, doesn't pay tax till it's profitable. That's just my opinion for you. That's in my book 40 years ago. Those divisions allowed me to create up to $16 million of credit. Each division can have $1 million of credit. How do we finance a business? We don't steal from family. Only silly people do that. So all of a sudden I get you 2 of these. And then the corporation as well. What are we going to do? They offer you 99 more. I think that's crazy, in my opinion. Right? How about we get 9? How about I take 1 card I get you, let me do this with you for you, 1 card and I ask for 9 more sisters. Okay? And then I can also get what's called an expense card right there. So 9 cards plus the parent company is at $1 million now, because the answer is yes. That's on 1 card. 1 card can become $1 million. We have 9 other cards I like. There's only 10 I like in the first place as an affiliate. Each one of these can be $1 million corporation. But again, you're managing. Okay? I don't understand, because it takes 38 steps to reach a goal, and we have to process the information here at 8 times. We should be winning the game of business. All I know is for me, I was trying to play the game and win. I had 19 houses, okay, 19 houses, and it's corp to corp, then I put them in divisions. I went to a payphone event, and they said a payphone makes $300 as an average. They said there was $1,600 for the payphone in the route. I stood up in that conference, I said I'll take 10. Simple. How long would it take me to get positive cash flow if they're $300 a month average income and they cost $1,600? It's math. I used a line of credit from Security Pacific Bank back then. So I get to finance it off the credit of the corporation and write it off with the income. It kind of makes sense. So I'd like to get you $10,000 a month to $100,000. Is that okay? Would you like me to add you to my escrows next year? Would you like me to add you to my escrows? Okay, I'm already lining them up. I'm closing 50 escrows next year, 50, just for the fun of it, because I like that. 50 is a good number. Now here's what you need to do. On your cards, we want to increase your cards. Let me do that for you. All right, we're not going to do credit repair because that's against the law. It's fraud anyway. People writing stupid letters is not mine, not kind of late. We're going to analyze you, okay? So understand, since I helped set up the system by, training Yarbrough, there's a heartbeat on all the dashboards. That's when you're going up and down. Credit scores can go up 200 points. They can go up another 155 points. Again, what are we doing? We're not repairing and making lies. That's what people do. 163 points. 122 points. Again, see, if you do credit repair, it means you're lying. It's not my credit. It's not this. It's not my late payment. It's not my inquiry. Watch them close the account. The Federal Trade says it's against the law, but that's just my opinion. It's public record. Again, I'd like you to let me get you 100,000 of personal credit. You use 29% debt to ratio. What do you get? 750 score. That gives you 71,000 of safety. Every time you brought the pain home, you had an oh what day. If you had 71,000 of safety, and you know these are the ones that don't fluctuate, would you make sure you maintain your score and never drops below 750 again? There's your goal. All right, 18 divisions. It's right there. 18 right there, right there, right there. What do we get to do? Okay? From there, what do we do? If we get money today, what most people do is they kind of piss it away. I hand you $1 million. What are you going to do? Your first thing, don't buy a house and a car. Shut up, shut up. Is reference 3 times 5. Reference 3 times 5, that $1 million turns into 15 million. Borrow money does not what? Pay tax. Offsets taxes. You grow a business, and that's what they do all the time. Storage unit. Who here would like to write a check from a line of credit I billed you for $25,000 on that line of credit and add to my escrow? If you'd like to join my escrow, that's going to get you $6,200 a month to your corporation divisions. Would you like to join the escrow? You don't have the money, what do we do? I build the credit for you so you can finance it. My vice president of the company, what does he do? We line up 10 projects a week for people. So what do you get to do in part of an escrow? Would you like to join my escrow that I'm a part of, and you get to basically let me do it with you and for you? See, I don't want that money in escrow ever. I want to go to escrow. I want you to own a piece. I did that. My cut was $17,300 a month, so was his cut. So what do we do? The corporation absorbs the money, don't pay tax so it's profitable. Keep growing the business so that you don't pay tax. And that's the ultimate goal. Get a paycheck and offset your taxes. The thing that's confusing to me is, well, you got to get a trash, you got to do this, you got to do this. I'm howdy doody. The guy looks like such an idiot. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't like stupid. You're talking to people that didn't get $100 million, and I don't believe you anyway. And you're saying it wrong in the first place. I mean, the best thing we should look at is the Gettys. The Rockefellers, how they did their trust in the first place. But again, that's only the oil people in the world. Auto income. These are the 10. Take a picture. Here's a picture you should take, okay? If you want to join me, I have 50 escrows next year. 50 escrows lined up. You can join me. And I will build you the credit that you'll get a blueprint loan or basically checkbook money, and you write a check to escrow. Your corporation and division is going to have income the rest of its life because you own the piece. You wouldn't buy that storage unit the other day. Who owns it? I do. How about the car wash? Who owns it? I don't know. Ran by third-party management companies. Would you like to own a piece? Would you like to own a piece? If we can get a piece, that's income to your corp and your division for the rest of your life. And then you get to play some more. Me, maintaining about $2.2 billion in real estate at the time and 21 cars in the collection is very simple. So if I drove the black car, the black suit, I had the black watch. If I did the same thing about the white car, the yellow car, the red car, simple. I want to make sure it matches, okay? So this is 1,013 divisions. I have thousands of divisions because I'm afraid that someone's going to sue me and screw me up. What do I get to do? Protect my ass. Yes. There's your blueprint. This is your blueprint, okay? Here we have Casey Moore that's following me around for 5 years. Casey, let's go get it. Here you have Marcus, okay? You have Robert, you have Russ, all right? You have all these others. We have 2 Marcus. We have Dennis here who's been around with my client for 40 plus years. He's a retired Air Force pilot. He used to go to the Long Beach. Thank you for your service, sir, and all the referrals you do. Here's Lynn. Every one of you have the chance to do this stuff, and it's not what the hell's wrong with you? Are these turned up? Do we know how to play? I got 50 escrows this next year coming up, 50. If you play, take a picture of that. That should be on your screensaver, phone and computer. That should be printed in color and laminated. Your refrigerator and your desk at work. There it is. It's 1,000 steps to millionaire. I don't care what anybody says, that's what it takes. The foundation, all the goodies I obtain. I don't have goodies in my name because that's called stupid in my opinion. But again, the Millionaire's Founders Kit. Do you realize I just did a 2-day event and one of the people in this room were a client for 41 years? Other than 26. All right, Dennis there, he's been a client for over 45 years. We play my way. Why? Because I think most of the way that people talk about it, they're full of you know what, and I think it's crap. $5,000 a set for the Maynard's Founders Kit at the Bonovich for 32 years. Long Beach, Ontario, Orange County. 32 years in front of people. I get to have an old blankety day too. Doesn't matter, I got 3.7 billion of structure because it's not mine. I get to take out the yacht. My wife wants 72 people. That's the middle yacht. Why not? Next day I'm in a coma. That sucks. I mean, who wants to go in a coma and die and come back broke? That's what I had to do. They stole my life. So Ron stealing books, Tom sells my websites. What do we do? Okay. Ever since I was about 4, I started getting visions. And this is just what I try to explain to people. And the reality is that you had to learn to be quiet because they think you're retarded. Everything I touch turns to 100 million plus. Is that okay? Then we turn it into 1 billion. There's a coma. I died at 5:41 on the 5th. Google the address. You'll find out I'm telling you the truth. I'm not full of you know what. Google the address. It's simple. Lardy's U-Dock at Huntington Harbor for my 3 yachts, my 2 race boats, my Duffys, and Sea-Doos. This man's a liar. I lost my job. I got 2 kids to feed. First of all, that means you have a house or a condo or you live with mommy and daddy. You wouldn't be walking around with a sign in your jammies. This is BS. Show up here, I'll put your butt on the phone. I'll give you a job now. Go to the church for the food. But again, this man carries a sign all day because he's making $210 a day. There are people who really need help. This man gets need to get a damn job. What do we do? What did I do? Came out of coma. Everything was gone. I had my 3 divisions of me, my 5 closet divisions. I built $1 million of credit. I bought my wife for an extreme house. Why do you stay down? There's no reason to stay down ever, 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 ever. And for me, since I was a little boy, you ask how I'm doing, it's going to be always good. Thank you, Jesus. That's how it works. Mindset. No one steals my peace. Or maybe for a second or two, that's about it. Today, we have to focus on this. The SS5 that you filled out most of you, the SSN and 1040, that's how they connect the dots. We're bonded up to 35 million apiece. It's called We the People. You get 1, 1, 1, 1. And you expect to make it work under 1. That sucks. Do not laminate. No use for writing purposes. Don't carry with you. We compare it to the SS4 right there. Employer, entity, or you. Employer, entity, you. I can have a division under me in my name. I can guarantee things. I don't have to bring the pain home. What did you do? I'm sorry. You sit at the kitchen table with your friends and family. You said, honey, we're going to start a business. Oh, goody. Let's jack up the carts. Let's drop the score. Let's get stuck. Can't get any more. Let's hawk our house. And let's bring the pain over to you and me. Be stupid. Well, that's what you did. I call it stupid. I'm sorry, but that's what I feel. How about we never bring the pain home? How about we roll the dice as a division and give it hell of a try? As long as we're trying, we're not dying. If we're not trying, we're supposed to be dead. See, we're getting older, slower. We're not as pretty as used to be. There's 5 ways to kill a debt, okay? Simple. The IRS.gov. What do? This is where you can do an offer and compromise, get back in the system if you screw that up too. There's always a way to rebuild you, like Humpty Dumpty. The NACB certified me because I'm the guy that created what? The 29% rule for all your dashboards and everything you do today? They're not explaining it to you. I'm trying to if you pay attention. Now, the book. Every kid in high school, in college, gets the free download. It's free. It gives them the rules and tools not to screw up, and I set up their credit files for them and their dashboard if they don't want me to for free. We don't want basically a Capital One secure card like a bunch of ding-dongs tell you in social media. That's an inquiry. The answer is no. Okay? If you allow me to do it, I don't need any card. I'll get you the first card. If not, it's an Open Sky card. Open Sky is Capital Bank. $200 on the card, spend $25. It's a free download for everybody, high school and kids in college. Let's get the next generation to pay attention and not screw up. Is that okay? What do? Write it down. All cards fluctuate but 2. All credit cards fluctuate. That means the 29% rule. If we have that in our brains and we have our sticky behind every card, sticky, we can dummy proof this. We can make sure we never bring the pain home. And what do we get to do? Simple. If I have a bad day, what card am I going to use? These. I can max out to $1 million and pay it over time limit as well. I can get through that day, week, month, or year. I don't drop my score below 750 ever again. Simple. Raise rules and tools. I've been teaching it for 49 years. Maybe you'll pay attention today. Credit repair says fraud. Federal Trade says it's fraud. So you can't do credit repair unless you have a bond, all right, and you have to be a 501c3 exemption. But the reality is I have all that, but I don't do credit repair. I'll put you in classes. I have the paralegals help you. You're going to rebuild. Take a picture. Most of them I use in my book anyway. Winning the Credit Game over 40 years ago, keep updated anyway. Letters to creditors and credit bureaus. It's a free download. Take a picture. It's a free download if you do it during the webinar only. If you go to basically TikTok Shop in the future or Amazon or in there, what do? 35 bucks. Okay. Freeze now. Now, the problem we have is people talking about collections. 96% of all collections aren't collectible, but they're lying to you. Why don't we give you a copy of the Fair Debt Collections Practices? Actually, you know the rules and tools. It's right there, another picture. Download it. Now, we have a problem. I have a problem. Credit Karma was indicted 6 times. Indicted. They have no funder to help you. They don't have a Sperian. That's a problem because banks pull a Sperian. Now you got this other ding-dong yesterday. Well, if you go to Chase, they pull a Sperian. You go to this one, they pull this. And you go B of A, and then you have P&C, you know this. That's all BS. I've never seen so much crap in my life. Chase will give you up to 22 months on personal and business cards, no interest. You need to look at Asperian.com. Take a picture. Sign up today for Analytical 750. They're going to call you every 46 days. They're going to analyze you free the first time. You're going to spend $25 a month. And they're going to bug you and tell you what you need to do next. No more guessing. They're going to set up your Dun & Bradstreet and help you with that, Asperian, TransUnion, and Equifax business reports too. The app will be coming soon at the Apple Store too. We're going to play. Take that picture right away. Simple. Getting past go. See, I think you're stuck. I think everybody gets stuck, and I think that sucks. How about we show some Lamborghinis, some Duffys, some mansions, a white man do jumps, two people say we don't, some more Lamborghinis, of course, and then we have basically race boats, helicopters, U-Dogs, yachts, and Ferraris. Just good as I obtain, why don't you? So again, we see it, believe, and go get it. Now, today, analyzation. Every one of you, I'd like to analyze your file and tell you what you need to do next, if you allow me to. What does that mean? We got to do a rapid rescore. I created rapid rescore and rapid refresh 48 years ago for escrows and all kinds of stuff, and what do? The main thing is to basically make the score go up and block the crap. If you allow me to obtain your report today, analyze you within 24 hours, I can give you a full blueprint if you like. It's up to you. Simple. Now, anybody can get a Asperian, TransUnion, Equifax in 45 days? No, 90 working days. 90 working days, okay? It's probably going to take 6 months to 9 months to a year for you because you're not doing what you're told to do right away. I analyze everybody on Fridays. And I'm online 6 days a week. Would you like to be analyzed? Would you like to know what needs to be done next? Let us know. What do we get to do? Play the game. I would like to get you a 750 score, and I don't want to have you get little crappy cards. Let's get you 5,000 to 10,000 on cards. Is that okay? It's easier to maintain. Rapid rescore. The paralegals will help you basically for 9 months and help you get on track. That's $1,500. The office wants $9.99 if they discount it. Today, if you did it during the broadcast with me, it's $6.99. I don't get a paycheck. I don't get a commission. So instead of $9.99, it's $6.99, okay? What am I going to get you ready for? To be a CFO, Chief Financial Officer. You got this other one on social media. You need to be a CEO, CEOs. I don't understand. The Chief Executive Officer does not do the credit, dummy. It is basically the Chief Financial Officer. Don't they know how to understand titles and what their positions are? If they're going to talk, they shouldn't talk wrong, right? Oh, well, I get to see the beep all the day long. Starter. If you got a corporation today, let me add history. Let me position you with division process to get you $25,000 in credit. Let's get you to the point you understand rules and tools, and add you to my classes all the time so you can learn how to play the game to win. Now, if I give you $25,000 in credit, I'm going to charge you basically $2,000 today versus $2,500. I want to give you 10 times your money back. If you did it while I'm online, the extra discount through me to you is $1,500. But if you don't do it, call the office, very simple, and pay more. If you take the picture now, this is Zelle, now, always good. But you can always call the office and use a credit card. They'll charge you 5% more. But that has to be done during the webinar. If not, they don't give you the discount. It's very simple. So 800-254-9506 right there. Write it down. Check and talk to a specialist right away. If you help me to help you and other people, what do? We all get to win. I pay 10% for every referral. If you say you don't have enough money to do something, you finance it anyway. What happens next is, what do we get to do? If I give you 10% of store credit, that's go to a Zelle or a check. Would you like that? Again, we get to play the game to win. If you want to go to classes this weekend, we're doing tax balancing. This Saturday is tax balancing. But again, this is where you learn to play the game to win. Take a picture, scan it, put yes so I can send you the link, or through text or email. Now, the classes, you'll be able to register them. I have a lot of classes for free as well. You're stuck with me every step of the way. Goodies. I like goodies. You like goodies? The goal is to repackage it like Humpty Dumpty. Is that okay? I believe you're kind of going to rebuild you. That's what we need to do. Rebuild. If we use corporate credit, listen carefully. The corporate credit is borrow money. It's not taxable. And you buy your lifetime income. A lifetime income. You buy the Jack in the Box, the Wendy's, the storage unit, the laundromat, the car wash. I have 50 escrows closing next year. All right, ready lined up for me. Would you like to be part of one of them? Let me know. That'll create an income to your corporation and take care of your family. This is what you should have did a long time ago, by the way. We play. I had a problem in 1989 and 88. 88, they're shrinking my limits on my cards. I got $53 million in cards. What do I do? Simple. I went back to the library, C-191D. It said a corporation can loan out money privately. So I created a matrix. I created 3 of them, by the way. The first matrix was basically buckets of money. I took 4.6 million, dissected it to increments, and I got $190,000 a month. Is that good? Then the notes behind that were $1.1 billion. I like that. That's in 1989, by the way. It only took a year to figure out how to fix it as well, how to put it in place. I like that. We could play my way. If I get you manageable debt for personal, millions for the corp, and we're going to do what again? We're going to get cash flow for your time and leverage money. We're going to leverage it. That's the goal. What I've been teaching for 49 years. If you needed $25,000 of credit today, okay, here's the option. The office will charge you $2,500. Okay, no problem. I'm giving it to you for $19.99. Now understand, there's 2 things. Here's an option. $25,000 of credit, $19.99, $2,000. If you pay the $2,000 by Zelle or card, I'll create that to be $50. If you double that fee, okay? If you just want this $25,000, if you did it while online with the Zelle, it's going to be $9.99. See if you like that. I create these things differently all the time because I don't want you to, let me go to the next one. You'll hear it's different again. If you Zelle, you save 10% if you want to. If I want $50,000 of credit, it's usually $5,000. If I spend $3,000, basically, I'm going to give you $100,000 credit for that. If you don't want the 50 or the $50,000 credit, you do, and you want that here, it's $19.99 today for the 50. If you did it right away. If you use the Zelle, pay me, save 10% on that. I'm trying to motivate you to get your act together a little bit. If I want $100,000 of credit, usually $10,000, the office sells it for $8. During the webinar, it's $5. There you go. If you did the 5 during Zelle only, I get to double that to $100,000. If you don't do a Zelle, you only get $100,000 for the 5. As long as you call the office, use a credit card right away, or a Zelle. It's not a Zelle, you don't double the number. There's your Zelle. Take a picture. It's Zelle. Always good. Now. Or 800-254-9506. It's right there. We could play the game to win. Now, let's go back to a corporation. It's illegal. It's right there. I didn't write the rules. It's just public record. Here's chapter 18. It's a legal person that may sue or be sued. Not required to file a fictitious business name statement. If a corporation's filed now and the divisions are now, next year you'll say it was filed last year. That's going to gain you about credit and lines of credit called checkbook money. I think you need to do it right away, but it's up to you. If you don't have an address, I'll let you rent one of my addresses. It's a real building. They can Google it all the time. And I lease 12 feet at a time. 12 feet. So that way you have your own office. It's not shared office space. Because sometimes they don't like that. What do? Here's Dun & Bradstreet. Again, what does Analytical 750 do? They help you set it up. Dun & Bradstreet for your corporation. Supply and vendor credit. I'm going to make a list for you. You might have a goal list. I like to rewrite it for you. Okay? I'd like to basically make a daily, weekly, and project list right away. I'm going to make sure every time we talk every 3 weeks on the phone, you know what I want you to do next while I do most of the work for you anyway. That's the goal. Your corporation's allowed 4 things. These are raised rules. Do whatever you want. Buffer tax, no tax due to your profitable. Corporate credit, I can write off the interest rate in the credit card. The car's fleet price. Hotel, free buffet. What do we get to do? Now, the problem you have with you is you realize the corporation, if you get sued, they sue you. And if someone says that's not true, they're lying to you. A line of defense. They're cheap, multiple functions by wholesale price. Every entity and division has its own credit files. We can basically do what? We can daisy chain credit, which I created 113 ways to do that too. Every piece of property is a line of defense. Again, one screwed up, what do? Get rid of the bad piece. Banks, grocery stores, and cities do it. Why not you? You see, again, you have the ability to have 3 chances to try. As long as you're trying, you're not dying. You're not trying, you might as well be dead. Sorry to say, but it's true. We have a choice. If you create your line of defense, you roll the dice as a division, never the corp in your family. So far, you've been all jeopardizing your family instead. I think we should say no to that from now on, but it's up to you. Do you want to be a millionaire? Everybody says, yeah, I want to be a millionaire. No, the answer is no. Do you want to be a millionaire corporation? The answer is yes. See, when you're watching social media, they go, I'm rich. Look at Rich. How rich are you? I believe the IRS is listening because they're going to pierce their veil. If I was the IRS, I'd indict them all for saying I'm rich. I'm what? No. I'm a puppet master. The corporation might be rich. Basically, I'm just a puppet master behind the scenes. Divisions. Today, a division's $1,000. I put the Spear and Transunion Equifax history there, right there in the credit reports. And when it needs tax ID to ask for separate billing, I do that too. So usually, 9 divisions is $4,500. 18 divisions is almost 10 grand. Today, because I want you to do this now, take a picture now. That's 3, 9, and 12 with or without credit. If you did them today while you're on the line with me, I'm going to double the number for you, no extra cost. 6, 18, and 24. It has to be done now. That's a Zelle, always good. Call the office, 800-254-9506. If you Zelle today, put your phone number in the message of the Zelle. I'm going to give you a free consultation if you did that today during the webinar only. It's up to you. Every division should be known as a bucket of money, because that's what the goal is. We're trying to get buckets of money, get a paycheck. So if we did this correctly into the ReynoldsUniversity.com, what do? I like Lamborghinis. All right? You see, here's our problem. On social media, you can only write off this much of the car. Shut up, people. I don't like silly and stupid. I'm sorry. Here's the keys to the Lamborghini right there. You see, I don't care about the write-off. I care about being the registered owner. On a registered owner, you get in a bumpty bump, they sue you. It's like when you bought your car, you have a lien, and you have a registered owner. Registered owner should be a division, not you. In a bumpity bump, they can't hurt you. Your house should have been bought through a trust, by the way. House is a trust. We separate the pieces because there's a problem. House and car don't show up on your credit file unless you screw them up. That's why you develop what's called self-reporting, and experience screwing that up anyway. How about we do this? Reach the dream, think about to be the impossible. I've helped 50 million people, showing them about division process so far. We play my way for a while. Why? I think most people's ways suck, okay? If you like me, you take a picture, you do a Google review for me, please. If you don't like me, just leave me alone. Because Google was indicted, they're going to have some problems too. So is Apple. Apple's in an indictment right now. But then they have this new cell phone that Elon Musk came out with. Okay, I like that. So if you're a puppet master today, puppet master, you're in control of the goodies. You're not a millionaire and not a billionaire. But again, you own a piece of something. Would you like to own a piece? I have 50 escrows lined up for next year. Would you like to join me? Would you like to own 25% of one of these things? 50, 75. Would you like to get auto income the rest of your life? Linda's simple. She's joined me in 1986. Spent $2,000, $26 a month financed me. She got into a program called Eagle's Nest. Take your picture. She'll tell you I made her a millionaire 5 times. The Hyatt Hotel in Texas is now the Blueprint Apartments. That's the goal. Shaq's a puppet master. From there, Warren Buffett's a puppet master. And what do? Me, I'm a puppet master. I started the club anyway. So what do? We get to play the game. I like that. We don't have to bring the pain home ever. So let's be boring and steady. I got a bunch of clients. Get the laundry, get the core wash. They were clients from years ago. Okay, no problem. What do? If you took the focus on this, and I have you join my escrows next year, 1 or 2 of them, I guarantee if you did 10 of them, you'd have $100,000 a month. Simple, boring and steady. If we take what's called checkbook money from the bank or the blueprint loan from American Express, and you wrote a check to an escrow company, you own a piece. That's your division, by the way, and it's called auto income. If we did this correctly, you should have 6 to 10 escrows next year. Part of mine, what do we do to do play? If we took $25,000 and we put 3 people plus me, I'll bet you get it to $3,200 a month. If we turn 50,000 for 3 people, again up to 56,000. 75,000, we'd have 6 people now. All right, 5 plus me up to 75,000. 100,000, more people. You see, all right, numbers never lie, only people lie. If you want a piece of something that's auto income you drive by every day, is that okay? See, your goal next year in 2026 will be 100,000 a month. But that's what you should do. But let me play with you, have some fun. It's a puppet master time. We win the game, we get to play. All right, your corporation's going to have a division. Your division's going to be 4A in escrow. I'm going to be 4 in one of my corps and divisions, and then we have a B and a C. So we have 4 people into that project, and we're each going to get 3,000 plus on an out-of-bank income to the corporations and division process. Now, I've been doing this since 1987, by the way. Kind of fun. What do? If you want to play, let's think about a 90-day program with me. For 3 months, I'm going to coach you. Okay? Every 3 weeks, I'm on the phone with you. 90 days, 100,000 in credit, blueprint call, 18 books and CDs in 18 divisions, which is normally $20,000 for the divisions. Or up to 10, basically we do divisions and divisions, okay. Today, Brandy wants $15,000. If it's done during the webinar only, it's $4,000 by Zelle or card. If you don't do it now, then you blew it. It's up to you. If you want to play with a year, that would give you up to 10 escrows, 10. What if we had $100,000 a month? What do? Simple. We get $200,000 for credit, $100,000 you and the corporation. We do a blueprint call, and we do 12 months of coaching. That's normally $27,000. If it's paid in full during the webinar only, listen to my words, during the webinar only, you get that for $10,000 versus $27,000. If it's after the fact, the answer is no. You get only $100,000 of credit. If you put $25,000 down, you could play that, no, $2,500. So, in other words, you could help finance it. If you pay the balance right away, we'll still give you the credit. If you do not pay it right away, you finance it, I'm giving you only half the credit because you're in the program with me. So what do? I'm going to say Zelle, now, always good, because that's the goal. I think you ought to be calling your specialist right away or be assigned to one right away, because that would make sense. They could hold your hand while I teach and preach with you and have some fun. 800-254-9506. If you want me to coach your current business, I'll do that too. All right, 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months. We'll customize for you. No problem. Now, the next thing is we have to look behind the curtain every time, because what happens, people have an opinion. Can you imagine you took your idea, it's all in your head, you wrote it down, you go talk to your friends and family. What do you think? Now they're going to change what you said, and they haven't done diddly squat. Why don't we look behind the curtain and let's focus on one thing. We will get knocked down 1,000 times. We will get up 1,001. So the goal is very simple. Stay safe, stay strong, do our best. Jesus does the rest. Amen to that too. You got a choice today. I'm online 6 days a week. 6 days. This last 10 days, 7 days. There's not a day you can't log in and get a hold of me and ask me a question and hold your hand. But I want to repackage you. I want you part of my 10 escrows and my 50 escrows next year. What'd you like to do? 800-254-9506. The faster you call that number, the faster I can change your life if you want me to. We do our best. God does the rest. Amen to that too. And at the end of the day, we never forget. It's simple. God loves us all.